Happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. Sorry about my hair. I just got back from the gym. Thought I'd get down here and crank out one of these quick and actually get a video this week. So what I got for you this week is I'm going to talk a little bit about the double IPA that I kegged earlier this week and give you a little tasting of that. And then later on I'll give you a tasting after it's been kegged. Actually, I'm going to take a sample tonight and show you that. I'll also tell you a little bit about the porter I brewed, as well as I'll show you the cream ale, and I might even take a sample. It looks like it's done fermenting. This video is kind of a mishmash, and I also changed sweatshirts a couple times, so that's pretty cool. So I will go to talking about my double IPA, and then we'll go from there. Alright, just a quick disclaimer. In the videos where I'm wearing the University of Minnesota Duluth sweatshirt, when I did that I had quite a few. So let's play a little game and see if you can tell the difference between drunk Northern accent and sober Northern accent. Alright, so I just got done transferring over the IPA to the keg. You can see it right back there. So what I did, I changed my mind, and you're going to realize I changed my mind a million times. But I decided to just put the kegs in there, or the hops after I transferred it with the string in the bag. I did flush out the oxygen and then you sealed it. I'm going to sit it there. I probably will let it sit for about a week during Christmas and everything, and then I'll just force carb it and try it. I do have a sample here. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, clarity's okay. When I drank the first sample of this before I dry hopped it, it was really, really good. If anyone's had Blue or Moon Man from New Glarus, that's kind of what it tasted like. But now that I put the Citra hops in here, let me give it a taste for you. I'm getting a little funkiness. I'm a little worried that maybe there's some kind of infection or oxidation, sorry, going on here, but I really don't know. I'm hoping that it mellows out. What I did is I put Amarillo in, so hopefully that'll do something. And then just giving it time, hopefully it'll come together. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess, it's kind of, you know, real citrusy, and there's some pininess, and, you know, I guess now that I'm sipping on it, it's okay. I think with carbonation, cold, and some more time, it's gonna turn out to be fine. I decided on a name for this one. One of my favorite country artists is George Strait, and the last hops to go in it were Amarillo. I don't know if you guys have heard Amarillo by Morning, but so I called this the Strait DIPA. So that's the name of this one. I haven't come up with a name for the vanilla porter yet, but I hope Strait DIPA doesn't go down the drain, that's for sure. What's interesting is my friend who brewed he brewed a Surly Furious clone, and the smell out of the fermenter was exactly the same after my dry hopping, and his was exactly the same, and the taste is about the same. So there must have been Citra in that. If anyone's had bad experience with Citra dry hops, let me know. Again, I'm hoping Amarillo does something. It finished at 10.8 to 10.6, so it is pretty high in alcohol. It'll do the trick, but I was kind of hoping for better on this one. But you know, you learn. I think if I were to do it again, I wouldn't just throw the dry hops in the primary. I'd secondary. So, I mean, it's drinking okay. It's not terrible. It's not undrinkable by any means. But yeah, so we'll see. My plan then is when I get back, probably next, I would say Monday or maybe Sunday night, I'm going to pull the hops out and I'm going to force carb it chill it overnight. Or actually, I'll probably put it in the refrigerator and chill it Sunday when I get home. We're going to do holidays down in southern Wisconsin, but I'll come home, chill that, put it in the refrigerator, chill it, and then Monday night I'll forest carve it. And I'll try to get some footage of my first pour of it. We'll see how it looks. So that's it with the DIPA. I forgot to tell you guys an update on the vanilla porter. I took a sample yesterday and just put a sample in a little glass, real small sample. And, you know, I don't want to jinx it, but man, is it good. I mean, when I tried it without the vanilla in it, you know, I was like, yeah, it's a porter. It's not very dark. It's kind of, when you put it up to light, it's got a kind of a reddish brown hue. It's not a real dark porter. It's not meant to be. I mean, it's meant to be kind of an English style porter on the lighter side. But this vanilla, I mean, it adds some sweetness to it, where the beer was kind of dry because it finished really low, but it adds sweetness, and I'm really hoping that carries through and through bottling and everything. That it tastes. I mean, it's so good. It tasted so good, flat and warm, that I would enter it into a competition. It was delicious. So my plan with that actually is, boy, I'm going to be busy next week. I would say when I come back, it's been in there since Saturday. Today's Wednesday. I'm recording this actually. It's been in there, whatever that 4 days. So I'm hoping to get home semi-early on Sunday night and bottle and get those in the bottles. I'm going to put them in front of a heater, and I'm going to crank up the heat, and I'm going to hope they carb, because I'm going to take a couple back home for my other family's Christmas, and I'm going to try them. I don't care if they're carved or not. I'll take 2, and man, I just hope that it tastes as good as it did in the sample. So that's the update with that. Actually, why don't I'll turn it off and I'll bring you over to the cream ale, and we'll show you where that is. All right, here's the cream ale. It's been in the primary for, oh, there's my dog again. It's been in the primary since Saturday when I brewed. Today's Wednesday. And it's still going. All the heavy stuff that I'd showed you before has kind of settled down, and now it's kind of just looking like yeast. But it's still going pretty heavy. I mean, airlock's slowed down a bit. But yeah, I mean, 4 days into fermentation, it's still going. My plan with this one was I mashed it really low. I think it was about 152. I mashed it real low, and I'm fermenting at the coolest temperature possible that I can do right now, and that's about 60 degrees in this room. And I'm going to let it sit for 2 weeks like this probably, and then I'm going to cold crash it for as long as I can and try to clear it out as possible. And the hopes is to be a real dry, crisp, lager-like beer. We'll see how that works, but I've heard good things about SO5 at 60 to 62 degrees, so I'll give you an update as soon as it's ready to go. And here's my sample of the cream ale. It's kind of clear. It's only been in the primary for, well, it's been about 8 days now. Let's see if I can focus in on the hydrometer sample. Boy, it's not going to let me do it. It doesn't like the close-up. It actually is looking like, let me take a look, at about 10.4 to 10.5. And that's perfect because I want it to be really dry and crisp. So let me pour it into a glass and I'll give you a quick taste test. Alright, so here's the cream ale in the glass. It's still cloudy. So my plan with this one is I'm going to let it sit. Now I have it in a room that's maybe closer to 55. I'm going to let that sit for another week or so, and then maybe cool it for a week or so, and then put it into bottles. Or if I have my double IPA kicked, then I will then I'll put it in a keg. Let me give you a quick. The smell is a little yeasty. There's still some yeast in it. It's done fermenting though, but there's a little yeast smell and a little bit of ester. But I think it'll clean it up in the next week. I'm not worried about it. It's not overpowering. Let's go for a taste. It's right. It's exactly what I wanted. It's not bitter. It's finishing dry. Yeah, it's once it clears out and cold conditions and cleans up a little bit of those esters, and maybe it won't clean them up, but I've had beers that they do clean up in a couple weeks of conditioning, but even if it just tasted like this and cleared up, it's perfect. So I'm impressed with this one. I think my dad's really gonna like it. So there you go. That's pretty much all I have this week. I said I wasn't really going to do a video, but I thought I'd try to get one out, show you some of the stuff that's going on. So right here is the kegged double IPA. It is still cloudy, but when I tapped it last night, it still had a bunch of hot particles in it. So I'm not really seeing any of that, so it's probably going to clear here in the next week. Good head retention. I've probably poured this, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, and you saw my archaic pour to try to get that on camera, and I'm probably never going to do that again. So, but yeah, it's looking pretty. Let me get a quick smell for you. It's kind of the same smells, it's citrusy, and now it's kind of a dankiness. It actually turned out really well, and I think through some time in the keg, I think it's going to turn out good. And I got the approval from the wife, so that's definitely good. Let me give you a little quick taste. Carbonation's perfect. The flavor really goes right along with the nose. It's a hop bomb, and it's citrusy and it's strong. I mean, I don't know the exact value right now, but I would say it's probably, real close to 8%. Got some lacing on the glass. Yeah, so it's it's pretty nice. Looking forward to having some friends over and seeing what they think. Most of my friends really drink pretty much primarily IPAs, so we'll see what they think. Something this fresh is you're just not going to get anywhere but homebrew, and that's what's amazing about it. But I think it does need a little time, just kind of condition and everything. So there's that. Cheers. So that's it for this week. Packers play the Lions this weekend, so go Packers. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to spending Christmas with the family. Like I had said last week, I don't think there's going to be a video this week. I'm just not going to have time. But what I will tell you is I picked up the ingredients this last weekend for a black IPA. And the ingredients follow the Northern Brewer black IPA recipe. It was 11.5 pounds, 2-row. I kind of upped things a little bit, so a half-pound caramel, 80 half-pound chocolate, and a half-pound of black patent. And then, let me see, it's Summit at the 60 minutes, Chinook at 30, I believe Centennial at 15, Cascade at 10, Centennial at 5, and another Cascade, I believe. Maybe there's a different hop in there. And then another ounce of Cascade in the dry hop. And I bought that for, and a pound of corn sugar in the boil, and I bought all that for under $25 this week. So it was a good buy. There's a guy down in southern Wisconsin, well, not southern, but central Wisconsin that I go to when I go home, and he is the cheapest that you can find. You can check him out on online. I don't know the exact website, but he's Wind River Brewing in Barron, Wisconsin, and Barron is Barron. He will ship to you. He'll pay what shipping costs him. So if you want to go check him out, and give him some business, I'd appreciate it because he's always helped me out. So, cheers to you guys. We'll probably see you in a couple weeks. Merry Christmas and go Pack Go.